Hi, I'm ABC 10 meteorologist. I'm in our audio booth tonight doing a couple of updates for Cat Country Radio, talking a lot about our local weather, but a lot of people also concerned about what's going on in the tropics. So let's take a look at that as well. We have our latest information coming in for the National Hurricane Center. What is going on with Hurricane Dorian? It is still a really significant, exceptional, impressive and what could be catastrophic storm. It is still a Category 5, maximum winds at 180 miles per hour, moving to the west at 6. It is just creeping along. It is still impacting the Bahamas. It has made its second landfall, and because it is moving so slowly, it could be impacting that island chain at least for another 24 hours. That does not bode well for them at all. Here's a look at some of the takeaways from the forecast discussion that came from the National Hurricane Center. First and foremost, expecting this storm to begin to weaken a bit. We're talking about eye wall replacement. And when that happens, there tends to be a fluctuation in intensity. So we are expecting some weakening as this system begins to make that turn to the north and then eventually to the northeast. Something else that we're watching, once it makes that turn, it is expected to begin to increase in forward speed. And then we are watching the opportunity, just any small movement with this storm could really change what the coastline of Florida could see. Right now, this system looks like it's going to be off the coast, but if it shifts just to the left ever so slightly, they're looking at a significantly different outcome. More winds, stronger rain bands, and a completely different scenario. So they are not out of the woods just yet. Here's a look at that track again. It is still a Category 5, expected to be downgraded eventually to run a Category 3 to Category 2 storm. But take a look at how slow it's moving. I mean, even by Wednesday night, it is still just getting to the Georgia coastline. And that means Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it is taking its own sweet time, moving along the coastline of Florida and then eventually to parts of the mid-Atlantic coastline. And hopefully this puppy will get out of Dodge by Friday. But that's really much of the East Coast dealing with this storm system for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That is a long time frame. So just how powerful and just how significant is this storm? Well, I kind of did a little homework. Take a look at the 5 strongest hurricanes to ever hit the continental United States. First is the Labor Day storm. Now, that one happened a real long time ago. That was in 1935, but it had winds when it made landfall up to 185 miles per hour. We also have Hurricane Camille. That was in 1969. That one made landfall at 175 mile per hour winds. Andrew, 1992. I remember that one. I'm from Alabama, so I remember when that one came through. That one made landfall on that southern tip of Florida, then went into the Gulf of Mexico, and then made a second landfall coming in kind of in between Louisiana and that Mississippi area. It had winds at 165 miles per hour. And then Michael, which was just 2018, just last year, that one made landfall also along the Florida coastline, and it had winds around 160 miles per hour. This one, again, 180 mile per hour winds, a Category 5. We are expecting it to start to decrease just a little bit and lose some of its intensity as it gets closer to that coastline. But as of right now, it is a significant storm. It could cause considerable damage. It will be something that we're watching, and it will be in the forefront of our minds, especially forecasters, because a lot of people will be impacted by where this storm ends up, how it could be impacting millions of people, and what that could mean for a lot of those people on the East Coast. That is a look at your latest hurricane update on Hurricane Dorian. I'm ABC 10 meteorologist Tracy Humphrey.